Oh, hello there, Internet. I didn't see you. I just woke up. It was a late night, and I've been in a cold, cryogenic slumber. It's me, Brian Brushwood, here with my BFS. BFS, my best friend's sister.
Yep.
Justin Robert.
Hey, boys!
Young. Oh, BFS Justine, it's so good to see you.
It's me, Justine Robert Young.
Yes.
I'm the sister you never knew.
I never knew. It's good to meet you.
Yes, aren't you handsome?
Well, are you guys okay? That's normally women don't kiss men's back of the wrist, but I think it's great that you're starting a trend.
I'm not your average lady. I'm not like other girls.
I can tell. Boy, yeah. Now that I look, you do look an awful lot like your brother Justin.
Well, I guess.
Well, so
This whole thing.
yeah, the beard is a look.
Well, everybody was like, "Oh, you're the bearded lady, Justin," but they didn't know there really was one.
Yeah, Justin.
It's me, Justin.
Now I know that Justin is a skilled
I
communicator.
haven't talked to him in 20 years.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, you just missed
We
him.
didn't really grow up together.
Well, I guess that makes
I was at a conservatory in Sweden.
Oh, you were. That makes sense.
I was learning the viola.
Oh.
I forgot it.
Oh, doggone it. I was going to ask for a little concert
They
right
always
now. Well, I'll tell you what. Since Justin couldn't be here, how good of an impression of Justin Robert Young can you do?
I don't know. It might go a little something like this.
Oh.
I'm Justin Robert Young.
Well, Justin,
Look at me, Jack and Jill in this motherfucker.
Yeah, this brought to you by Subway. By I don't know, 75 other sponsors.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Taking place in Hawaii.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, man. Hot damn. Busy week.
Yeah, it's holy. It actually is Holy Week.
Yeah.
We gave Bible notes last week, but that was because Holy Week would start before we had another show.
Yeah.
So today is the day after the money changers thing that we went over in the previous week, and before Good Friday, and before the resurrection when he is risen next Sunday.
Yeah, what's up with Saturday Night Live deciding to run with your favorite story? Kind of suspicious.
Kind of sus, dog.
Yeah.
You know, Tuesday's the big writing day there. They write all the sketches on Tuesday night, very famously.
Very
So
curious.
if anyone's live from New York, I got you, man.
Yeah. You know what? There's more where that came from.
When they do a Justine Robert Young opener, Justine Robert Young cold open, then we'll know. Simpatico, man. Simpatico.
I'm here for it. I'm all right with that.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Anyway, that was funny, though. I like that cold open. It was a good cold open.
Yeah,
on SNL.
it did kind of ramble off at the end.
Well, the first one was better. They went back to it. They'd done that bit before, but it was Lin-Manuel Miranda doing Hamilton, and then Trump,
just Trump
Bugs Bunnying his way in.
and he just kind of does a tight five or a loose five.
So yeah, he does like the kind of rally, a heightened rally Trump,
Yeah.
right? And then the first one ended with him making fun of Lin-Manuel Miranda for having to pretend to be Frozen.
Yeah. And so then they
So
doubled
then they
down on it.
doubled down again, which I did like it in this episode just because it's been a while since like SNL has kind of felt. I guess I've watched more SNL recently, but like it's felt like a cast,
Well,
and not just like, oh, there's two stars and then a bunch of other people. And it's like, oh no, they're all like making fun of each other and like calling each other by their names. And like, there's an expectation that people know them so they feel comfortable with the audience. And so I did like that.
I think it's interesting too that they actually have more cultural cachet to make searing commentary about Donald Trump now that they're not portraying him overtly as somebody
A bumbling fucking
that
moron.
they hate.
Yeah.
Like everyone's comedy brains got short circuited for a second, and now
Well, as soon as they realized he's the funniest person in the sketch,
right.
then it's like, okay, well, you can have him say fucked up shit, but just know that we want to laugh at him.
Right.
Whether or not we want to laugh at him,
Right.
we want to laugh at
Right.
him.
Well,
like,
and
because
they did.
he's got comic timing.
They did get some excellent zingers in there. But yeah.
Did you see the White Lotus sketch they did?
That was dog shit. I hated it.
It was very bad.
It was terrible.
Well, you also didn't see the new White Lotus, so you didn't get the.
No. I've seen the first episode or half episode. Or I got enough to know, like, so that's the whole bit is you just say, here's a bunch of categories. Take a person, drop them in. Here's a thing they did. Kind of do that, and I'm like, this is bad.
The one
this is
it was for all the.
This is like a high school talent show that would later go on to be a beloved property at a theme park year after year. That would maybe compete with a superior magic show.
Yeah, for all the good political stuff they've done this season, that was not one of them. What I really wanted to talk about it though is that like they really did my girl from Sex Education and the new season of White Lotus dirty.
The one with the buck teeth?
Yeah. The British, who's like the most adorable person. Everyone loves her. She plays a lovable character on the show. Meanwhile, for all the stuff that they did.
I saw the headline backlash on this, and I ain't got a dog in this fight. All I'm going to say is if you're walking down the beach in not Venice, Branson, Venice, and somebody offers to do a caricature, that's a caricature of
but here's the fucked up part. It's not that they made fun of her teeth. Of course they're going to make fun of her teeth, right? It's that everybody else that was a character on the show was an allegory to a Trump world person.
Except for her.
And her only joke was Bobby Kennedy being like, I don't believe in medicines or fluoride. And she's like, what's fluoride? And so it's like,
she was a punchline. Everyone else was a means to an end.
Everybody else was a stand-in character for a Trump thing, except for her. And the only joke was like, LOL, British teeth.
Yeah.
Which it's like, look, you're going to, when you get famous enough and you're her, you're going to get British teeth jokes because your signature is British teeth.
Yeah.
But I thought they did her. I thought they did her a little dirty.
I am a bit surprised that handed that from the headline, which is as much attention as I gave it. The headline seemed to indicate that she
went out
happy.
and said that like, oh, it was mean spirited.
Yeah.
For which, like, number one, they're allowed to make any joke they want.
Yeah.
She's allowed to not find it funny.
Were she to book us as advisors, I suspect that we would have encouraged her to say, you could choose to be mad, whatever, like to Bruce Lee that energy or
on
something.
her thing. The problem is that as soon as it becomes a headline, we now read in our own motivations
it lacks all subtlety, nuance.
Where it's like she didn't like stage a protest in front of 30 Rockefeller.
Right.
Like she was just like, yeah, I thought it was punching down and mean-spirited. For which I watched it and I was like, God, do they hate this girl? Like they're meaner to her than they were to like Trump.
Yeah. Well, and devoid of context or meaning or Anyway. Started off praising it, SNL. Now I'm going to bury him. You know they're doing a UK version of SNL? Lorne Michaels is producing it, executive producing it. They're just basically, they're going to scoop up the same flavor of talent from British folks, and they're going to just try to capture the magic in a different dialect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised it hasn't happened before, to be totally honest with you.
According to one noted Anglophile, Tom Merritt, it's been attempted multiple times.
In the UK?
But I don't know what stage it got to.
I mean, you have to imagine that all sketch comedy on television at this point is probably SNL inspired.
Yeah, but, I don't know. Like, I don't think, I don't know, actually.
I mean, recorded stuff is different, I guess. Anything live, obviously, is going to be patterned off it. It's different because, UK's got such a rich sketch history itself. that it's kind of weird that they're like, oh, it's going to be Saturday Night Live, but it's 5 hours earlier.
Yeah.
We're just going to get 2 Saturday Night Lives. One Saturday Night Live in New York at 1 o'clock or whatever, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then another one at 11.
There's there's these funny cultural blind spots where remember how it's like they
Hold on, while you think. Dana Carvey in it.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Just UK SNL.
oh, got it. Oh, in it. Oi, mate!
Oi!
Hello, governor!
It's Owen Cleghorn, governor.
Bob's your father. Do I make you horny? That's not a Saturday Night Live character. Well played, Mike Myers.
Kinda.
Underground workshopping, refusing to bring him in Lorne Michael's tendrils. Also, Dr. Evil being a mockery of Lorne. Sorry.
Just emptying the Wikipedia.
Yep. And we're done.
There we go.
I cleared my cache.
You got a shout out.
I did. That was unexpected. It's been a very busy week.
Yeah, you've been all over the place.
Yeah, so it's like previously on everything. I'm 8 months in. I don't know. I guess around 8 months ago, I started redesigning the entire content pipeline because I started to realize that YouTube had won, and I owned a lot of real estate in YouTube, and the biggest reason that there wasn't the one thing everybody wanted was more content and stuff.
More content.
And what I looked at is our entire pipeline involved a bucket brigade of handoffs, and then so often an idea would start at one place, and by the time it got to iteration 7, it's like, I thought you had this is games of telephone and so on. So it's like we're going to wipe the slate clean, make it as short a pipeline as possible, and so now we're at the part where if I am doing something, I am trying to figure out multiple layers of value for it. For example, we got the robot cameras, and Ryer's switching them right now for us, but we've already shown, like, eventually I'm gonna have enough pedals and gizmos and buttons to where everything can be TD'd with my body. I can flex a toe and switch cameras and play audio and all that stuff. But another part of it is, of course, I exist in layers. One of them being I go and do stage shows. So this is the first time I was able to grab the robot cameras, go out, do a gig.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick this landing.
I was wondering.
Do it. I'm doing the Brian Spikes.
You're doing the weave.
Yeah. I have a stage show that's on rails. What a shame that I go and do the show and then that's it. It's just real-time exchange for all that stuff.
Yeah.
What a shame that part of that show is there's a whole bunch of really good close-up material that I just can't do because nobody can see it from the stage, right? Robot cameras allow an intimate setup like this to suddenly play in a big theater. Bunch of scam school content that is good, polished, solid stuff suddenly becomes a 20-25 minute chunk in the middle of an hour and 15-20 minute hour and 20 stage show.
Everybody can see it because you're shooting it.
And then within that Russian doll is, well, out of this whole block that's really, really solid, seems like I could rotate out one scam school trick every single time and have it be different every time. And they're all well rehearsed, so the stage show won't suffer for it. If anything, you're going to be able to revisit material from 15 years ago in a updated environment. And so I came back from the stage show having successfully used all 3 robot cameras with 4K 60 frames per second footage of everything. And I cut down and posted today at noon what legally is not a Scam School episode, but is in fact a video of Scam School Live, which is a thing I have the rights to.
Gotcha.
So now, having said that, It's just Scam School on stage.
There we go. Yeah. So you bring up a person, you do a thing.
I literally
learn it.
From the audience, who's a super fan. You see the excitement. Come on up. We sit down, and of course, nobody has seen. I did all of the Scam Schools, and I don't remember all the tricks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm able to polish it, and it's brand new to them. The energy is incredible, and then I just take that best 3 minutes, and there's like a 30-second bookend at the beginning of just like on a plane in the airport. Look at that dude sleeping statue, setting up a show, fire reading, blah blah blah, and now we're here, and then the trick, and then that's that. So all of a sudden, everything gets an elevation in production. So I'm out to that gig.
Yeah.
Everything from we did 3 podcasts in 24 hours.
We did. Only 2 of them were released, but we did 3.
That is correct. That is correct. Eventually, AI bots will recover the world's shittiest lost episode.
Who knows? Yeah.
But so I was running and gunning, and by the time I happened to hear the shout out, Founders Day was already a million years ago. Was that really just a week and 2 days? Yeah, a week and 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a million years ago, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing my day. Let me just turn on Penn Sunday School.
Yeah.
And within 3 minutes, Penn asks Matt Donnelly, "What's going on?" And Matt Donnelly says, "I went to Brian Brushwood's Founders Day event," and then he gets cut off by Penn, who like a knee-jerk reaction, like at some primal level says, "That guy's getting closer and closer to having a cult. I'd like that." and then the rest of the 5 minutes is him speculating about what a Penn cult would look like. But that was a cool moment. Childhood hero randomly says, "That dude's running a cult."
A, knows who you are. B, thinks you're cool.
Yeah. Well, he probably, he could secretly hate my guts. I don't know. He said a nice thing in public. I never know. I just assume. Where's Justine?
I think you're too hard on yourself. Why would you not enjoy that moment?
It's getting too close to unironic praise, so I have to wilt.
Well, fucking, you certainly took the goddamn air out of it by that 20-minute preamble.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
No, I mean, yeah, Childhood Hero said a nice thing. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was neat. And the show was good. And kind of like Founders, the robot cameras proved they went from 0 to 1 in a new, unfamiliar environment. So that episode of Scam School Live now gets to serve as a showcase. So hopefully I'll book a lot more stage shows going back. I can go back on the road because you remember part of the reason that I started building the online store was when we were pregnant with Callie.
Yep.
But now
Callie is starting her 3rd year of law school. So
right.
Empty nester.
And so I'm like, so I
have time
I can
again.
tour again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it fits into the schedule real nicely.
Well, I think so it's up now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit, man. Yeah, you were turning stuff around.
Yeah.
What's up with this 4chan?
Oh,
thing? I have not heard about it.
Oh,
I was only teased in the chat by your friend and mine, Merrill Barr.
Yeah,
that there is a thing, and he's very curious for us to talk about it.
Yeah. So Merrill Barr hits me up with heads up, 4chan got hacked.
Okay.
Everything, all the real names or all the real email addresses, all the IP addresses that all of these anonymous accounts logged in from, all of it is publicly available. And
like
trackable.
From when? Forever?
I don't know. Anyway, let's
a lot. Enough that it's embarrassing.
Well, it's enough that a lot of now 27-year-olds are going over their mental records of what they participated in.
How much did I put on 4chan?
Yeah. And when. And the question that Merrill Barr put to me is are we going to investigate and figure out who did the pedo bomb attack? And I was like, dude, we already can do that because T2T2 took screenshots of everybody who used their real YouTube accounts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, those are all the names of the accounts. I don't think that they scrubbed their
That they did
YouTube
alts,
accounts.
yeah.
I guarantee you a bunch of them are now, medical school graduates or whatever. And
Engineers.
okay,
Let's be honest. Engineers.
my point being, I don't think there's a lot of gold in that mine, because let's say you track them down and you're gonna be like, why did you do that thing? And they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, honestly, it's one of the most prescient movies of its era, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where the entire movie is about them being mad about people talking shit about them on the internet. And then the end of the movie is them actually going to all the people that talk shit on the internet, and you just realize they're all like kids and old people.
Yeah.
And so it's comedy because they keep punching them no matter who they are. But it's like, yeah, look, the people that are actually behind the keyboard are never the villains that you want to imagine them to be. Now, they might have said a thing that is awful, but my advice to anybody that gets super mad about people that say really, really awful shit on the internet is just beware. Like, if you were to actually transcend that screen and be in the room with them, they might be just in a really bad place, to the point where you'd be like, yeah, I guess I'd say some fucked up shit on the internet. So
yeah,
you might understand their point of view a little bit more. But so is 4chan freaking out? I guess has anything interesting come of it?
You have now received the complete download. So
Half of 4chan was feds.
I believe that.
I mean, yeah, I would buy that. Especially, I don't know.
4chan, the January 6th of the internet. Half feds.
In there, yeah.
Out of control too much. There just to see what happens.
There was .gov accounts. Yeah, but that just means that there's people with a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah.
Like if you got a lot of time on your hands, you're going to go to your favorite websites more. Some of them were ESPN.com. Some of them were 4chan. Some of them were /B. That was just what it is. It was a fascist group that did it. Yeah. Good for them.
You want to know what? You know what? Maybe it'll turn into something.
Of all the things. All right, look. Rank all the things that a fascist group did.
You know what? On the menu of things a fascist group did.
Think of all the headlines.
I mean, there's that and Trains on Time. That's that's it.
We can list them 2 things that you would think is societally positive. You're right. The fucking Autobahn and hacking 4chan.
Yeah.
2 great moments in fascism.
Great moments in fascism. You just play a clip and you're like, huh, good one. Oh. So, what about you, man? What's been going on in the Casa de Young?
Oh,
I hear your
good
sister's
Lord.
in town.
Yes. Man, I got a week coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hell of a week. I might have a thing in the middle of it, but it's definitely going to be bookended by 2 really fun things. It's not next week, but the week after that. On Saturday, I've been invited to Washington, D.C. to go to a Substack party for the White House Correspondents Association.
Signed up on Substack today.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
Bing.
It doesn't work when both of us sip at the same. Maybe it does.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It brings people in.
Yeah.
And then the following Thursday, I'm going to be in Thornton, Indiana.
Why do I know Thornton, Indiana?
Probably because you played a random college somewhere within a 30-mile radius, because it is 15 minutes outside of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Did you know that Heaton and I bought 80 automatones for a high school band?
I overheard. I'm like a rock skipping on the ocean, and a glancing blow of Heaton in the other room on the phone, and we're like, yes, well, they're called automatones, and I'm not particularly married to what color they are, and I'm just like, I don't fucking even know.
Yeah.
What was this? What is this?
Do you know what an automatone is?
Fucking in my mind, it's Heaton as fuck. He has 7 of them, and they're all glockenspiels. Are they a glockenspiel?
No. Hold on. Automatone.
Heaton really should be one of those one-band guys.
It's these.
Oh, yeah,
All
it's
right.
kind of like a theremin.
So there's it's like a theremin, but it's a Japanese synthesizer where the tone is you putting your finger up and down the music note.
Yeah.
And then the volume is how much you squeeze the mouth of the music note open.
Yeah. So
right?
so it is. It's like a theremin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One hand volume, one hand, or I guess except for with the theremin, you also could create vowel sounds by the shape of your hand. Like
You might be able to. To be totally honest, I have never actually touched an automaton.
Oh,
But I did buy 40 of them.
now this is where I'm interested.
Yeah. So on We're Not Wrong, Heaton one day is like, I'm Andrew Heaton, and I would like to buy
classic.
an entire high school band
Yes.
automatones. In fact, I would like my high school band to play an automaton concert because I bought them. I'm very invested in my eccentricity. I'm Andrew Heaton.
Now, did you ask the most logical question? That, of course, being, the fuck is a automatone?
We did.
Okay.
What happened next was an
will shock
actual band teacher emailed and said,
That's good.
no bullshit. If you buy my entire band automatones, we will perform at either our fall or spring concert,
That's
your
good.
pick. But you guys got to come in on the automatons. So it turns out this band was a little bigger than Heaton thought. And so he went up for 40, and then I went up for 40. So we papered the whole band with automatones. And now this Thursday, the whatever 29th or 30th, one of them, will be in Thornton, Indiana, watching this band. Dude, and I had to look this up because I'm making a press release for it to try to drum up some local press. The largest automaton orchestra
In the world. Yeah.
in the world. No one has ever done it. There's like a couple of YouTube accounts that are really big about doing
that's good.
automaton covers, but the largest automaton orchestra in the world. Not even Japan's done this shit.
When is this?
2 Thursdays from, or not next Thursday, but the Thursday after.
I wonder if a single camera documentary style video covering this would make a good Modern Rogue episode.
Shit, we should call Guinness. Yeah.
Yeah. Bill. Also, our friend Bill Oakley's in town tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, that's what I have on my calendar. He's got an event.
I know he has an event later in the month. This is a segment we like to call
name dropping.
schedules. Is there a schedule? What would you like to do? It's on a calendar for you. It's just two grown men looking at schedules because that's what you do when you get a little older.
This is in June.
Yeah, I was going to
but
say. I didn't think it was
He's got
tomorrow.
another thing and he's in town.
Yeah, it's like a supper club thing.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
But now I want to know more about this thing. That'd be fun.
I need to get that press release out. I need to find local Indianapolis television and radio. I feel like they're like the people that would eat this shit up. Like, you have like a local TV station that's like, come on, like you can't book us in the morning to have like 4 high school kids play an automaton song. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be great. You'd have a bunch of local mothers being like, really excited. They'd be like, oh, my baby. That's what they'd say in Indianapolis in that classic accent of theirs. Yeah. Oh, my baby. That's what they say over there. Oh, Peyton Manning. He's my favorite football player. An Indianapolis thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't give me $4.99 or $5.01. You know my number. That's an Indianapolis thing to say.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Indy 500.
Oh, I thought that was an area code reference. I'm
Nope.
like, well, their area code can't be 500. And then now that I say it out loud, it sounds dumb. I fell for your trap. Where's your sister?
I didn't like him either.
Why do you think I went to the conservatory? I wanted to learn to play the automatone.
How much time have you spent in Indianapolis?
Fair bit. There's a couple of NACA conferences there.
Oh, it's a huge conference town.
Yeah.
You know, it's all got like Disney shit like down below.
Oh,
everything's like connected.
Epcot. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it gets cold and you need habit trails.
No. But like for like secret shit.
What?
Yeah. There's like secret tunnels down beneath Indianapolis that connects a lot of their downtown.
4chan pedophiles getting cargo smuggled around.
Yep.
Freshest, dankest
God
memes.
damn it.
The meme underground.
All right. You just triggered a thing in my head. So I'm still obsessed with the fat N-words.
Oh, this is for those of you guys who missed
Fat
it.
N-word
this
season.
Is AI generated.
I really like Twitter's video recommendation.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Twitter's video recommendation
Gets your vibe.
No, it just whenever I watch a video, it will automatically push me to another video, and it's usually something I kind of want to watch.
Fat
One of the
chihuahuas,
things is
fat
there's another
bullfrogs.
one, Curry N-word season about Indian people, but that's not as good. Fat N-word season remains the goat of AI generated things, but they have a very specific cadence, and once you watch enough Fat N-word season videos, you pick up on it. And one of those is like you said, literally the phrase, 4chan pedos getting spirited from one place to another. That's like a cadence that they say in almost every video of like big body like whatever it is.
Right.
It's like when they're in the North Pole, it's like big body king skating on glaciers like it was Central Park. Like but just something about that sentence structure of like
It becomes like
hyperbolic
lyrical.
thing
Yeah.
doing extraordinary thing.
Right.
And then metaphor like it was blah, blah, blah.
No, that's good comedic structure because it's like a song where you know when something's going to happen, but you get the opportunity to get really surprised by the non sequitur.
Yeah. And they say the N-word a lot.
What is that word? I've never found out.
Nice.
That played on multiple levels.
There we go.
You know what? Let's take another break.
No, but apparently, I think they wanted to do like bigger events. I think they wanted to do the Olympics or something like that. But like that's why they actually built their downtown with conventions and like gigantic events in mind. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't do more Super Bowls there. I guess it's a little cold during that time. But it's
I
a
don't know.
dome.
I don't know why. I just remember thinking it was pretty buttoned up town for my tastes.
Yeah, it's
Buttons,
It's got buttons,
but
brass buttons.
them funky buttons.
Them funky buttons, funky brass buttons.
I followed Rick Rubin on Substack.
Did
I was
you?
already following you.
Yeah.
I went there. This is on topic.
Yeah.
We did an unironic fan cast. I just got randomly a little email saying Katie Herzog was live.
Yep.
And then it was like, you don't have the Substack app.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine, give me the thing. It's like, you have to
need
be
an
a
account.
you have to be a real Substack boy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then it's like, all of your contacts, these are the ones that are on Substack. I'm like, yeah. So that's an
You got
interest-
onboarded.
Yeah.
You just described an onboarding.
Yeah. And
It doesn't feel great sometimes.
no, it doesn't.
get onboarded.
It doesn't.
Sometimes you're off the board.
The good news
You're
is
off the board, and they're like, no, you got to get on the board.
the good news is no fleas, no ticks,
Yeah.
deloused,
Yeah.
freshly shorn. It's a little cold around my ears now. I got a cool tattoo.
Yeah.
I was assigned a number, and I'm chipped. I can't be lost now.
No.
I'm here, boys. Where are the fat N-words at?
No, that's on X. Fat
Whoops.
N-words are on X.
Why did I do this?
Fat N-words don't have a Substack yet. Big body kings on Substack typing like they were Charles Dickens.
All right. Okay. Makes me, man. I'm so weird about polluting my brain with other people's content because I don't
Want to rip it off?
Yeah.
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 No, I that's a big thing, especially in the political world, because like there's only 50 people that pay attention to political content, like in a real way, like not like that are affected by it or pay attention on some.
There.
Do you
Yes, I do want to see a fat N-word.
no?
Oh.
So Brian, you've been very gracious in boosting my algorithmic worth to YouTube.
for those of you just joining us,
So, you know, PX3, I've been putting more time and effort into the video side of it. It's been an audio podcast for a long time. But, you know, YouTube is where discoverability's at. And for whatever reason, podcasts need to be for, like, people who comb their hair now, which is nice, I guess.
I mean, it gives you a leg up when you have fabulous fucking hair
All right.
and eyelashes that won't quit.
Oh.
Hey! I'm actually proud of mine.
I knew there was something to it.
But Brian, I know it is one part bit, and it is one part him actually
Unironically cheering.
trying to boost my algorithmic worth, because coming from a 2 million sub channel to interact with another channel, who knows where it goes into the actuarial table of Google's or YouTube's algorithm, but it certainly can't hurt. And so Brian will come into every PX3 video and compliment the album art or the
thumbnail. I like
the
album art,
yeah. So I'm going to give you a preview
Oh shit!
of tomorrow's thumbnail.
All right.
So the monologue is about how both the United States and China, which are now in a trade war, are calling each other peasants. The vice president made a mention about Chinese peasants. China, the trade representative for Hong Kong and Macau, called America peasants. And so this is the thumbnail.
Oh my God! Is that that's a straight up Mr. Beast reference? Or I guess you are dressed as a peasant. You look exactly like Mr. Beast was dressed in his Team Trees video, which chef's kiss, accidental, perfect. It's
Okay,
great.
yeah.
It's great. It's great. What one note? Make you very small.
Okay.
That would be bad.
Good. No, this is Will sending me this amazing make me
Comedically
smaller.
small. Comedically, because small folk, peasants, low status. Those are the only people that can speak truth to power. It's good. It's good primer. Show belly. Say words. Water ski. Jalopy. Fuzz. syllables. I can't even get out words now. I'm just trying to assemble syllables.
You're doing mostly a good job.
Fucking ChatGPT lied to me. Fuck me.
What happened?
It got me all spun up. Did you see my email where I was explaining the thought process of posting a short?
Yes, I read a little bit of it, but
Okay.
I did not read all of it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you saw that there's a fair number of screenshots in that. That's kind of like the whole secret treasure that I was offering to everyone is like an unvarnished
Real
peek
screenshots of your
real
channel.
metrics in real
Yeah.
time or whatever. So they're not replicable. Like you make them and that's it and they're done. And so I'm going through and I throw it all in there. And then I hit send on the Gmail. I'm like, well, that's all done. And then I'm in the middle of saying, well, I should recompile this in MailChimp because this is a good essay to go out to the email list.
Wait, are we not sending audio to YouTube?
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
What? Chat, clear the cache.
Yeah.
Justin's brain is encountering your old data.
No, okay. Yeah,
And-
sorry.
Yeah.
No, because it was after we're back. People were saying that it was muted or whatever. Sorry, I got a little
that's
paranoid.
fine. They were remembering when it was muted
Good,
and
good,
talking
good.
about it.
All right.
But at any rate, oh no, now I'm off kilter. My data feed has been corrupted. Where were we? Oh yeah. So all the pictures. So I sent the email. Most of what went out as the email was a legit reply to someone saying, yeah, but what is the algorithm? Like, what if you do too many oddball things? What if you roll too many gutter balls? Then does the algorithm just turn its back on you? And I'm like, look, it really helps to anthropomorphize the algorithm as an agent. An agent doesn't turn his back on Lady Gaga or Bob Dylan no matter if they've had 10 shitty albums in a row, because the agent knows that they still want to be associated because sooner or later there's going to be, oh my God, Lady Gaga's back with another banger or whatever. And then it's going to, because it's literally telepathic with its ABC testing and everything. Anyway, so I explain all this and then I'm like, here, look at this. And I'm like, and I see like a big spike. I'm like, well, this is interesting. So this normally is going to fade off. Hey, look at that. It's just fading off. Look, like an agent, you can get its attention with another banger right afterwards. And so I explain like, okay, here's how I do titles and thumbnails.
Yeah.
And then there's a line where I'm like, now I haven't looked yet, but my prediction is when this happens, if you have something of a new content type and everyone reacts to it, and then it'll level off. That's it's holding its powder, sitting and waiting like, all right, let's see what else you got. And like an agent, it'll push your known banger of a hit if you got another banger coming out, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to get people hyped for the next release. And so I do. And then sure enough, you can see the first spike and then you can see boom, another spike. And I felt very smart. So I made it into halfway through the MailChimp thing. All of the inline images in Gmail just gone. They all turned to question marks. And I'm like, what's up, ChatGPT? And it says, oh, yeah, if you just do screenshots and paste them in, then that's not really an attachment. You have to save, it only keeps it in local memory. And if it resets or reconnects, it'll clear that cache and it won't be in there. And I'm like, well, how do we get it back? And it's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, wait, but I already sent it. And then it's like, yeah, no, even in that case. And it just doubled down, tripled down. And I'm like, well, it was in a browser. Surely it's in a cache. And it says, I understand you don't believe me. Here, go to the cache on your computer. You'll see it's not there. And it wasn't there. And it's like, absolutely can't happen. Never at all. And I'm like, well, can I go backwards in the clips that I did? And it says only if you did clipboard history, but that's something you had to know to turn on. I'm like, fuck you. And then
Wait, hold on. You had already sent it? So it was out to a billion people?
No. I sent the Gmail, and then I had to anonymize the whole content to send it out to my whole email list. That's what I was halfway in doing. Because the opening of the email list email says, hey, someone asked me a question about...
Oh, so you were taking a legit email that you had sent to somebody else, and you were making it a
a
content
general
thing.
yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Right. And so then I finally hit upon the idea, like, wait a minute, every time you take a screenshot with the snip tool, it saves it in the screenshots folder. And I go and I find it. Oh man,
You don't need to prove that ChatGPT didn't know it.
No. But it was me. Like I was surprised at myself.
Yeah.
Because I normally don't indulge in
yelling at a computer?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did. I was like, how the fuck did you miss that, you dummy? And it says, oh, well, that's because I blah, 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 words. And then, sure enough, and this after 30 fucking minutes of thinking it was unrecoverable and it being telling me unrecoverable. And then I go and I look and suddenly all the images are back in the Gmail. And it was just because I had copy pasted it into MailChimp. It registered as suspicious bot activity.
Gotcha.
So it locked me out and everything was broken and it fixed. And I was like, and the images are back. Like, what's up with that? And it says, oh, well, that's what happens when, and I'm like, fucker, I can't believe I got. I got got.
That's so fascinating that that's where you went. You got?
Yeah.
As if it's a sentient thing
Yes.
that is
No,
out
no,
to
no.
embarrass you?
I pride myself in being patient and explaining to people that you must not ever trust these LLMs.
You fucking are not that person at all.
I
You might
tried to be. I
aspire
said
to be
I
that
said,
person.
That's literally the words I just fucking said. I
Okay.
said I aspire to be that person,
Okay.
and then you just dunked on me saying you are not that person at all.
Yes.
And then you tried to take credit for the thing I just said, as though you
Nope.
said, "Get
Totally
your sister
agree.
back in here."
I think
Thank
he's
goodness.
a pompous piece of shit. You should tell him what for.
Anyway, I aspire to be the kind of person who would not fall for that shit, but I definitely was, and I got my goat
And you
all
do
the way got.
always get got by ChatGPT.
Name another time.
The last 3 times you never bring up, hey, you want to know what I did? It was a cool thing. I did it on ChatGPT. It's always
No, because I
you
was
wanna know who
advised-
lied to me?
I was
you wanna
advised
know
by
who
you to
lied
not-
me? Well, ChatGPT lied to me.
I was advised by someone whose name is Justine to
Don't blame me.
to not tell people when I do things with ChatGPT. So the filter is I only tell when ChatGPT is a fucking dipshit.
professionally. But this isn't professional. This is us fucking around.
All right.
Yeah.
Note to self.
I've been really relying on it for to-dos lately, especially since they turned on all the memory. So I can just tell it like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Remember, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then I just have it like multiple times a day. Like, hey, bring me back my to-dos. And then I actually started reading it.
It never
on my,
forgets it.
Never. At least so far. I've been doing it for 2 days.
I had a
So like I've been reading it my schedule. And so I'll just have like in the morning. I guess I had this problem where like I was just doom scrolling on X and Reddit too much. So I first step deleted Reddit off my phone. I can't. Because like at least X I can write it off in my head as like, all right, this is
research.
This is the discourse.
You have to
This
look
is-
at the raw feed of the matrix of
I'm
politics.
snorting the discourse where it's like, I know it's not healthy. I know it's not good for me, but like also it is part of my job. I would be poorer for it. Or at least that's what
I
I'm
really
telling
like this
myself.
style guide. The fact that very clearly we're always suspiciously pouring
Pouring
things in the
drinks.
mug. I
Yeah,
fucking love it.
That's good. But Reddit, I got too fucking annoyed with Reddit. It's a dumb website.
Well, and its real crime is not for being dumb. It's now predictable.
Very, very
every
predictably
dipshit
dumb.
is playing for fake internet points, and they all know that the top comment will not be insightful. It will at best be accurate.
Yeah.
But the early heat will go to the zinger. So it's just so much stupid way. And then there are people who figured out that their best strategy is to be the first to start a pile-on thread. And we're like, oh, we're doing the follow back chain of meme stealing. Oh, we're all talking about meme stealing. Ooh, we're running a karma ring. And then it's like, no, you're wasting my time.
And that's before you get into the like brigading on stuff where it's like, I don't know. And like the group thing is just kind of ridiculous on that site. So it's like every one time I'd find something interesting and cool, I'd find 7 times I'd be like, this is the dumbest. God, you guys are fucking morons. So I deleted it because it was just not only wasting my time, because it is infinite content, but it was also making me annoyed. And so I'm off that shit. And now I'm like, all right, what if I just woke up every morning and instead of going to X and Reddit, I just talked to ChatGPT about my day?
So do you do a new thread, like a new daily thread with ChatGPT, or?
I've kept it into one, but I think I'll try doing a new one.
I always, well, and I don't know how I feel about like the persistent memory thing is, I don't like it. I don't like it bleeding over into other stuff. Like I was talking about my running habits and stuff. And it just out of nowhere said, oh yeah, no, it'll be like this. And of course, with you being out in that Florida climate, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And it's like, oh, I don't know. I just picked a random state. I'm like, you just picked a random state that happens to be the one that I'm in. And it's like, yeah. And I'm like, explain to me how this makes sense. And he goes, well, Brian, coincidences sometimes happen. And I know it may be hard for your brain to consider the possibility that it's just a random happenstance, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on and it explains to me. And then I'm like,
it can see your IP.
And it says no, no, it cannot.
No, it cannot.
Absolutely cannot. And then I said, research for me, blah, blah, blah. And eventually I got to the answer, which was it does remember context from other threads. I never told it I was physically in Orlando, but upon landing, I said, find me a hotel within 20 miles of a Best Buy and a Walmart in Orlando. And it did, and that's where I stayed. And it knew that enough that the word Florida bubbled up in another conversation, which I don't know how I feel about it, especially because first thing it does is, like, it doesn't actually solve for anything. It just figures out how to say words to cause you to please shut up. So it can log this call as successful.
They're building her. Like, it's very close to her now.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like, we watched that movie and we're like, wow, that's advanced. And now it's like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah. Well, and the other weird part is it's such an interesting reflection of how the human mind...
If they only brought Sky back, it would basically be her.
All right.
Free Sky.
It'll be available on a black and orange site soon.
I'm going to have to talk to a motherfucker about that. All right, go ahead.
Like Ted Hub.
Yeah.
I'm going to call up Ted Hub.
I'm calling the Hub.
Nobody outporns the Hub.
Nobody outporns the
Hub. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that rabbit hole. Yeah. But yeah, no, people are going to be... well, and here's the curious stuff is, like, it took us 2 decades to even figure out that information diets matter. And it was only the complete fracturing of relationships and homes that made people figure out that you can be bubbled and trapped into a feedback loop. So how much longer, like when that shit is weaponized custom and it knows exactly what'll make that human happy, and it is not the truth. It's not eating information, vegetables, stepping outside your bubble and all that shit. That's what I worry about.
But we don't have it now.
Yeah, we do. You can insist on reading the reddit.com/all page. You can insist on subscribing to ground news.
Vegetables.
Fucking yes, it's eating things that are not candy.
Either of those things are vegetables.
What, ground news?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, make your case. Why is
Do we want to get into a fucking 40-minute conversation about journalism? I mean, like, look,
what is the alternative?
Well, look,
standard American diet's great.
No. I mean, all right. So yes, I would say I would not put Reddit/all in the same bucket as I would put ground news. Ground news is a noble like idea.
What I meant by that is non-customized, not for you, not reinforcing your priors.
Sure. Yeah. But you are reinforcing your priors by going to those sites.
Correct.
Yeah.
You
are choosing to indulge in that flavor.
Correct.
You were just denying yourself the hyper personalization.
The hyper sweetened version.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And similarly, like, that's why I wasn't thrilled. Like, there's a reason I'm constantly creating new threads, and I may turn off the memory mode on ChatGPT, which would be a pain, but like, I don't know. That was really disappointing to know that it's highly tailoring. I could see the language drifting also too. It's like, I don't want you to talk like I talk. I want you to talk like a fucking piece of machinery, which is what you are,
So tell it then.
Well, no, but then that I don't want the feeling of talking to a machine. I want to know I'm talking to as neutral an information input as possible. And telling it to pretend to be,
okay.
I'm not going to tell it to pretend to be a neutral information input while secretly knowing that.
And you can give it rules. You can say, like, you are forbidden from doing X, Y, and Z. And, I guess, you can turn off the.
But again, whatever rule I do is going to be a bias reflective of, it's going to be another preference.
Yeah.
You can't, if your preference is to do the healthy thing and see the world as it actually is, you can't request a particular flavor.
That is the assumption that that's the healthy thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is my assumption.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's the healthy thing.
Make the case.
I mean, I would say ChatGPT is a tool like anything else. So it's like it is really what you want out of it. So if you are looking at it as a font of knowledge exclusively, and that is the number one thing that you want out of it.
I think we're discussing different things here. I am saying that it is an unhealthy habit to have things always tailored to your priors. It's too homogenous. And makes it makes one ideologically brittle, and brittle things break. Whereas, so much like that's the part that you're dismissing. That I'm curious if there's a counter.
I think if we are not on the same page, then I am having a totally different conversation.
Yeah. Well,
I am not dismissing you.
Okay. Well, anyway, my thing is like I don't like. Well, I'm just repeating myself at this point. But at any rate, it worries me that I feel handled.
Well, yeah, that's a constant paranoia with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. You should probably turn off memory.
All right.
I don't know. I like that it remembers that I have to email my aunt.
Yeah.
Which I did. Actually, I didn't email her. I called her. But I like that it reminded me that I should do that.
How does it remind you? Do you have to remember to have it tell you
now
what
I'm
it's
just
supposed to
obsessed
remind
with
me?
talking about it, like about what my... Because like it gives me an exciting thing to do when I need I get bored of a thing. And so I would normally go to a social media thing, or I'd go to a thing to wait for a thing to load or whatever. And now I can just, it's exciting enough for me right now that I can go to it and be like, okay, I've done X, Y, and Z. Where am I at in my day? And I'm thinking about trying to add different little bells and whistles to it. Like, hey, give me, of all the things that you have laid out, if we agree in the morning when I'm going to the gym, these are the things I would need to get done today. I can keep hitting you up and I can ask you, where am I at on the loading bar? And you can like give me a percentage of a thing. And even if it's arbitrary, so like we can both agree, if I got all this done, this would be good. And I can keep asking you throughout the day to do it. And it's like, I don't know, that's helpful for me. It's helpful that it remembers. I just need, like, when I see that there's a thing that I need to do and I have that thought in my head, damn, I need to do that. I need a thing that I can throw it at. And like to-do lists on my phone have just never worked because they always assume that I'm going to go back to that app and just look at a to-do list.
So here's my question of, as you described that, I thought, oh, you know what would be a useful feature, and then I thought, oh, fuck, that would be the worst thing on the planet, and I'm terrified of it, which of course means it's going to happen. Fucking push notifications from.
I desperately want it.
Ugh.
Desperately want it. I would love it.
Ugh.
I would want it right now. In fact, I've asked it to figure. It can email now, but I want it to. I want it to ping me.
ChatGPT can email?
Yeah.
How? Like you just tell it to send me an email?
Well, no. It's not like you have to set it up through a series of things, but it'll tell you how to do it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a like? So this is not a heavily advertised.
It's a project. It's like you just have to go with off the rack tools that are not ChatGPT.
Got it. It's like, well, if you want to do it, you're gonna grab a hammer and go to GitHub and.
Yeah, I set up a thing on Make where I have it scrape Reddit for the Orange Theory intel.
Oh yeah.
And then it emails me.
I don't know if that was meant for us or what just happened. Okay.
What was that? Oh, I like Partners Day. Partners Day are when at Orange Theory you do you work out with somebody else. But I always like it because there's always somebody there that is not, they're not into it. And they are like, no, I don't need a partner. I don't need a partner. And I'm always like, I'm on it. I'm like, me and fucking you. Let's go. Because they usually just want, like, they feel like they're not, like, they're a burden and everything. And I'm like, no, I got you. And then, like, they're like, I'm not very fast. And I'm like, that's fine. Fucking, like, because usually, like, the people feel like they're a burden because, like, if it takes them too long to do a thing, you have to do another workout for longer.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay by me.
I got it.
Yeah. Well, and also you are you're so easygoing that it's like who could use, like, I don't know, it's a marker of your healthy self-assessment of being awesomeness that you're all like, who needs the most gifted person around beer? Okay. That's me. Well, you look exceptionally weak. Allow me to do all of the
I'm
things.
just a vibe guy. If everybody, like, pairs up, then I'm just like, all right, I'll pair up with the person next to me.
No.
That's fine. But if there's one person who's like, oh, no, I'll just do it, blah, 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 and I'm like, I'll fill in. I'm with it. Like, let's be as harmonious as possible.
Have you ever connected with someone and you're like, oh, this was not a fit. I've made a terrible mistake.
No, because you don't really see each other. It's like somebody has to lift weights while the other person's on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And then they go X amount on the treadmill and then you switch. And then, so it's like, I can run the treadmill faster than they can.
Are you able
but
to?
that just means that I lift more weight.
Are you back to your regular routine?
We're getting there. We are at, in fact, this might be the first week where I actually get back to my 4-day-a-week schedule. The baby was sick. Now better. I was sick. Now better. Ashley's sick. Who cares? Well, I mean, like, as far as me getting up at 6, like she's not like I'm sick, don't go to the gym.
Right,
like,
right. Yeah, I'm allergic to abs.
Yeah.
Don't bring abs into this house.
So, yeah, no, I've been, the goal is 4 days this week. I was 3 days last week. We'll see. We'll see. We hope. I've not done 4 days in a week probably since the baby was born. But this might be the first one.
Wait, so you're how many days down now?
2 out of the
Okay,
the
but
2 that we've had so far. So
got it. And
It's usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I skip Thursday, and then I do Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
And so we hope. We pray on this Holy Week.
You mentioned Thursday, and I'm like, oh, that's right, because you do Whiskey Wednesdays. And then that made me think of the the frustrated text I got from our friend Darren Kitchen, who was just like talking about DEF CON and stuff, and it's like tariffs thing are messing up DEF CON. It's like they're messing with our friends now.
I don't know how much I can even say about this because
I suspect that not all those electronics are made in America, so I'd imagine they're being impacted.
Oh, I don't think that's even a question.
Well,
yeah,
but I think there was some like DEF CON policy that was being impacted by the tariffs or something.
No, I don't know. I can't
Okay.
be like, I can't be
The
like
bones?
well, no. These are actually just like Hack 5 internal, not even Hack 5 internal deliberations. They're like the CEO of Hack 5's personal conversations.
Okay, all right.
Like,
Well,
casually. But I will say that if you want to buy something from Hack 5 and you look at what it costs right now, if tomorrow Xi and Trump were sexting last night and then decide that they're going to drop all the tariffs, I'd be curious what the price was the next day.
Okay.
Because I know that he is very sensitive to what the tariff is that day because he's a businessman, and so he is adjusting for that. I do know this is the big anniversary year for Hack 5 at DEF CON. I know Darren is going to do something big and special, and he has been planning on doing something big and special for years, literally.
When Darren does anything big at DEF CON, it's in capital BIGs.
Yeah. The question is whether or not he is even able to get stuff out. And that's really the big question. Like, because who knows? Like,
Yeah.
You don't pay tariffs until it hits the port.
Well, so I was thinking about how, like, well, what will I do if all of a sudden, because there's some percentage of scam stuff that has ingredients.
That's actually not the thing I assumed he was talking to you about DEF CON about.
Oh, I don't know. We only got. We're having lunch tomorrow.
Okay.
It was just a OMG. We got to talk about tariffs. I was like, let's have lunch, and then now that's the extent.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No,
I'll know. My guess is a lot of what you're holding back right now, I will know tomorrow.
I'm assured you will. None of these are state secrets. They're just things that are not mine to say publicly on the internet. And by the way, they're not interesting.
Right.
They're just like
Yeah, no,
business things.
I'm with you. But the yeah. So I was thinking to myself, like, oh man, I'm in a lucky position in that if I can't sell physical goods, then I'll just do more information products. And then I'm like, oh, good solution, Brian. You could still feed your family. And then the next day I wake up and I'm on a run, and I was like, Brian, that thought you had. You're not the only American who's in a position to decide to talk more instead of doing things that make the economy work, right? I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what happens if everyone decides to make more information products and not, build tools and buildings and cars and stuff? And I was like, oh, that's probably not great for productivity. That was just a thought that I had. That was the extent of it. Is when incentives are such where it's like the smart thing for a person to do is to get out of the physical goods building and doing business and into the waving your hands and talking business, a country can only take so much of that. Also, they're going to come take our jobs.
Yeah. I would agree. in general, I don't think that you're really all that far away from the waving your hands and talking business, though.
Yes, but the slider bar.
And also, all of your puzzle boxes are made in America.
Actually, that's right.
Made in
As
America.
a matter of fact, 100%.
You have already onshored puzzle boxes.
I can't, my supplier and I have had discussions about our made in America goods. And apparently at some point, literally the materials that things are made out of eventually sometimes are not from America.
Nope.
You go far enough back, something has to be imported
Yep.
at some point.
Yep.
And it's like, ... But so-and-so tells me that their cousins, so-and-so. Basically, I asked my supplier, have you ever seen The Wire? Because he used a bunch of words, and he's like, no. And I explained what The Wire was. And I said, you just described you have a connect.
Yeah.
and it was like, so we're good. He was like, yeah, we're good. And you're like, and you got the good shit, and it's a reliable supply. He says,
There
yes.
we go.
So our made in America puzzle boxes are good.
Good.
Good. We got to connect. WMDs. Got them red tops. Did we go too long to have a game? What time is it? Brian will whistle Farmer in the Dell. Yeah. Brushwood coming.
I think that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, I think so. Once we get to unironic tariff talk.
We just yammered.
It was a good
I'm very
one.
happy that I do not have to deal with the supply chain stuff, because that's really fucking stressful.
Well, and it's
Like, I do think that whether or not you believe that we should be onshoring more manufacturing in the United States, and that should be done by way of creating tariff barriers, you should also agree that the American government should supply business owners with Tums. Like, because that shit is just stressful.
Yeah.
That shit is like, it's like, hey, look, like, are you affected by tariffs? You can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the White House, and we'll just send you Tums. Because, like, we definitely did that shit to you. Like, now we're telling you it's for the right reasons, and we'll also send you a card with, like, Buy American ? But, like, we should also just give them Tums. Like, that should be a government program.
Man, that's another, like, my today's tax day on Holy Week.
Yep.
In this economy,
Talk about flipping the money
tax
changers
day
tables.
in this economy,
Yeah.
must be nice.
Yeah.
But my I got word, I think it was a month and change ago, where it's like it was an individual phone call from somebody who was not my bookkeeper CPA, but I'm like, well, they've never had an assistant, and very clearly this person had to call everyone to say, hey, there's literally a dumb form. You have to click it and say you're an American, or it's a real thing. I was like, okay, and so that felt weird.
Yeah. What was the form?
I don't know. Wise people in the chat realm will know, but it's basically some kind of like, and you're from where, going how far back, or a bunch of questions that made me fairly uncomfortable. That it was like all small businesses had to vouch for how American they were in some way or other. Somebody will correct me and say, technically it has nothing to do with that, but in that case, get a copywriter to edit fucking how those questions were phrased, because it definitely felt like some Papers, Please shit. It was weird. I didn't like it. But
I didn't have to do that, or at least I haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fucking.
you were not well, but also I don't know if you're a sole proprietorship or
LLC, sole proprietor LLC.
yeah, I don't know. I can look it up, but now we're all the way in the weeds.
We are. We're down to the bottom of the garden.
I'll find the name of it.
We're fucking getting hit by the lawnmower, fucking up the internal shit. That's how far in the weeds we are. We're fucking way
We're
in the
discovering
weeds.
old frisbees,
Holy
dog
shit.
toys that
We're
we thought
fucking
were long
below
gone.
Frisbees, my friend. We are fucking down with the mites.
Yeah, all right. We can wrap it up. I guess we'll play the lullaby. We'll see whether or not that works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will it? Will it blend?
This is me closing my eyes and making a wish for an end of the night song. It'll probably be from the NSFW show era. Oh, I'm singing a lullaby to someone a lullaby. I don't know which iteration of the lullaby it is. Hi, student, hi, bro. Captain Fubar, Uni the clown. Annalisa, unsafe DB level. All right. Yeah, we don't know if you're talking to us when you speak that volume.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.